We had a new puppy which was making a bit of a noise down in the utility room. So I went down the corridor to look at the pup and bent down to give it a stroke and just collapsed into the dog bed. Couldn't understand what was going on, had no pains or anything. I'd never been ill in my life up prior to that. And I couldn't move my arms and legs to get up again. I didn't know what was going on. So I had to lie there and wait for my wife to come down eventually to find out where her cup of tea was. And when she came in the room, she couldn't see me because the bed was behind the door that she'd just opened to come in the room. And she went out again, and I thought, oh no. So I managed to make some sort of noise to alert her. She came back in, saw me, could see exactly what had happened. So she phoned the ambulance, and we were living near Exeter at the time. So the ambulance came pretty quickly, and they carted me off to Exeter Hospital, where they diagnosed a stroke. But they didn't like the look of me, so they sent me off down to Plymouth to Derriford Hospital, where they had neurosurgeons waiting for me to arrive, and they performed a big operation to remove part of my skull, which was a fairly major op, and they took a very large chunk of skull away to relieve the pressure on the brain, and I was in hospital altogether for about 6 or 7 months. But as I say, I was very paralysed after the stroke, and have been trying to do rehab and physio ever since to try and get some movement back. And basically told I'd probably never walk again. I was having a little bit of physio on the NHS, but it was a very low amount. It was about 20 minutes a week, which really wasn't enough. And my sister's an architect, and she was at a architects convention at a hotel in London, and she looked at this sort of board of what was going on in reception and found that there was another big conference going on for an organisation called ARNI, and she was curious to find out what that was, and somebody said it was to do with stroke. So she snuck into the back of the meeting room and listened to the talk that was going on, and she thought it was quite relevant to me, so she got all the ARNI details and passed them on, and from there I started using ARNI therapists, and have been doing so for the last 2 years. I moved to Poole and had to change my ARNI instructor to Kieran, who is absolutely excellent. He takes me to his gym, which is just down the road. It takes me 10 minutes to get there, and his knowledge of muscles and tendons and everything is absolutely extraordinary. There's nothing he doesn't really know about it, and he's very, very good at exercising me. When I heard that my ARNI instructor was organising a sponsored climb of Penny Fan in Brecon Beacons, I thought it might be something I could do, or at least like to try, although I knew it would be quite a challenge. But he worked with me very hard to improve my balance and my fitness, and he was confident that I could do it, so I thought, well, I'll go and do it. And I knew that I had a lot of friends and family who would give me good support, both morally and financially. And so I thought, you know, it'd be a good thing to get sponsorship on and help raise funds for ARNI, which is a very good organisation. I was quite nervous of doing the climb because it was quite a long way and quite steep. It's 3,000 feet. But on the morning, I looked at it and it looked like miles. So I thought, oh my God. But anyway, pressed on, and I had some support from my stepson who came with me, and he's in the army and he's done exercises on Brecon Beacons, and he was very, very supportive and good and helped me a bit, because it's quite rough terrain over there and lots of gullies to cross. I think there must have been about 200 gullies on the track going up the top of Penny Fan. And it was a very arduous climb. It took about 3 hours. When I got to the top, I have to say I felt a great sense of achievement, quite emotional really. Oh, incredible! Yeah.
And how was the walk-up?
Incredibly painful.
Oh, of course. Come on. Yeah, you've done well, man. You've done well.
What message would you like to give to other stroke survivors?
If you think you can do something but not sure, just go for it. Do it.
We've had lots of people that had strokes that
I really look forward to my sessions with Kieran. He's more of a friend these days than a therapist. So we have good fun together, and he doesn't hold back. He still puts me through the mill, and he really enjoys inflicting as much pain as possible. But it's all for the greater good. At the group ARNI meetings, they have about 20 instructors who will work on you and help you, which is great to see how all the different instructors work and they try out different things. But yeah, I mean, it is very different. They help you with balance. They try to show you how to get up off the floor if you ever fall over, things that the NHS wouldn't even think of doing.